Welcome back to the channel. How are we all doing? I found this game. I was going through my Steam library. There is a lot of games in my Steam library, and I remember this one popping up, and this is a free game that was released a couple years ago, and it is just like those mobile ads you see where they're like, oh, you go, which path do I pick, bloody bloody blah. And let me tell you guys, this game is it's one of my favorite ones. I've gotten a lot of the achievements done. I haven't played in a while. So we're gonna dive back in, and it is just so much fun for no reason. I don't get why. This one, we're just gonna kind of go for anything and everything at the moment. I was looking for a way to see if I could reset my progress, and we can't. But I'm going to go for purple bow here, which splits our arrows and the arrow damage of each one. If we look, we can see that it's at a plus, or each arrow's at 6. We have a 17 frequency, 8 movement speed, and 17 distance on it. Plus it shoots 3 arrows. Then you have your swords and all of your other abilities and pets. I'm gonna see, I've been trying to find a way to reset my profile for this video, just to show you from the beginning. But honestly, guys, it's a free game. You look at it, you click on it, and you're like, this is so stupid. Why would I spend my time playing this? And you'll be stuck here for hours. Like, I kid you not, if there's a game, if I'm at a point, I'm kind of in that rut now where like any game I play, I turn on and I don't find it enjoyable. I'm in that weird little depression loop, if that makes sense, where like, ooh, I don't want to play, I want to play this game. Then you play it and you're like, this game sucks. Why'd I click play? This game cures all of those. All right. So this is where we get to choose, and the roguelike comes in, right? As we all know, I'm a huge roguelike fan. I think we're gonna try building our bow and seeing what we can do with that. As you can see now, we have a lot more arrows. We can re-roll those as well. And so you get the enemies you kill drop a chest that has a random reward in it. You have your gates that you can take random things. And then at the end of when you kill one of the little bosses or the main boss, you get another pick. So you actually get quite a few upgrades throughout the entire run, by all means. And we're going to take a little more sword distance and sword count. We'll take damage. We don't get a choice on that one. It's kind of hurting us on the arrow front of being a little bit slower. So that's going to take, so if we look, our arrows are at 6 right now. We're going to take another 2 plus 2 damage, and then 16% damage is split between all of it. So now we're at a 4 on our damage arrows, but now we're getting a lot of them going out. Take some more distance, more frequency, and let's just build our bow up this time and see how it goes. And when we get up close, we're gonna do a lot, but when they're at a really good distance away, that's where I think we're gonna struggle the most. Arrow speed, I haven't looked recently in a long time like how people are feeling about the game, but it has 16,000 overwhelmingly positive reviews on Steam since it released, which is wild for a free-to-play game. We are gonna re-roll transfer arrow speed to damage. We don't have a lot of speed, so that's not gonna be worth it. Let's roll until we get another bow piece. Now we're still at that 4 damage, but now we're getting a lot of arrows sent out. Take some more frequency, get more of them going. I guess sword cooldown it is, more arrow frequency. And once we beat this next boss, I feel like the game speeds up so much that it's hard to keep track of what's going on. A little more sword count. And we'll get some damage pumping here. Now that all of them are hitting, especially with some of them being crits, that's really good. We are going to take more crit. Ooh, do we take crit chance? Our bow, we're really close to finishing out our bow. Let's just look for finishing out our bow. We'll take some more distance on it just so we can get more heading down. We'll take another sword count and horizontal movement speed, so our back and forth is getting a little bit faster. Take some more arrow speed to get those down there faster. Another dog. Once we get 3 dogs, the dogs will move up. Hey, perfect example. Now it moves up to the 2nd tier dog, and you rinse and repeat, so then you need 3 more of the 1st tier again. Avoid those arrows. And the more arrows we're hitting on these guys and our targets, we are getting more lifesteal. So we're going to take some more lifesteal out of the gate anyways. And now we're going to start getting into where it's going to start ramping up in speed here. So I wanted to do a bow one first, and then we'll do a second run through. Depending on how long this one lasts, I don't think I will be able to beat the final boss and progress. I just don't see that happening with this bow. But then we're going to do a pet one where we're going to focus the dragons and go from there. The dragons get to be pretty insane We'll take, that's one more, +4 bow damage, plus 12% split. It's still at a 6, but we are getting a lot of arrows out. Now it should be at a 0.2. Is that point? I don't know how the damage is splitting anymore, calculating. I can't do that math in my head that quickly. More frequency. If we can get some more distance, we're going to have this whole map covered in arrows, and that is the goal now. We're just going to see how many arrows we can truly get out, and how long can we actually survive this. Because right now we are sending a lot out. We're going to probably do... Nope, I said bow. We're
doing bow, don't forget, man.
My brain is like, I want to get more damage out, and I want to get more lifesteal going. We're up to 1,500 health already. That should take us a good distance in case we have to run into one of the bosses, because we don't get to choose the slowdown speed. The swords and pets are helping and things like that, so that's really nice. But we want to make sure we have plenty of health, so if we end up having to bump into a boss, it doesn't kill us. That's another... Our damage is at 7, so we are going to take that one. Oh, hey, I got an achievement. Get 8 purple bow buffs going. Because once we're further away, it doesn't help us with that many arrows because we're not hitting them a whole lot. But those damages should be stacking up here. We'll take a little bit more distance to keep getting arrows going. They seem to infinitely go, even if they're out of render screen. So we do have that going for us. What's our speed? We only have a 16 speed right now. Let's see if we can get... we're going to take some more lifesteal here, just so we can keep building that health up faster and faster. Man, look at those. Look at how many arrows are going already. This is ridiculous, dude. I love this game, and it is so simple, and I wish I was skilled enough to make a game, because this is exactly what I would be making. It'd be something so simple like this. See, right there, I ended up running into him. We'll do pierce, so that way we can pierce multiple targets and keep the damage rolling. That was a big cooldown on our sword. That was a 20% cooldown on our sword. That's insane. Our arrows are hitting for a good bit of damage now, which is really nice. Avoid that. Now, if we bump into this guy, he's not gonna... We should barely take any. We're gonna take 16%. Unless our swords go off. When our swords go off, then we're usually pretty good. We have a lot of distance going. Holy crap. This is the one that's probably gonna kill us, though. Oh, that hurt. That hurt a lot. Let's go for... Oh, okay, we're just gonna have to take a bow. I can't seem to find another lifesteal. Our lifesteal might be maxed. Because then I could see why they would max it, or the developer would max that 100%. I wish he had a way of, like, supporting his idea, you know what I mean? Because, like, right now there's no way to support. I couldn't focus him at the same time. We're gonna take a little bit less damage on running into things, so that way when we do have to bump into one, we should be good to not take as much damage. We'll take a little cooldown on the swords. Oh, this game's gonna be all over the place with the audio, or talking, because there's so much happening so fast. Another minus 20% on the sword cooldown. That's massive. We're gonna bump into him. Reduce impact again. We're just not... when we get up close to him, holy moly, does their health just shred. But I feel like I can't gain... I'm not gaining health back right now because that's gonna be the end of it. All right, so now we're gonna do a pet build and just focus our pet as much as we can. We're gonna focus, I think the dragon might be the best bet. So I'm gonna get going here until we're a little bit further down. What bow do we want to go? We'll go with this bow this time. A little bit slower. Oh, okay, we got a free dog. Let's go. Woo! And here is our first dragon pet besides the one we already have. So now we're going to start doing some silly damage. Our bow is already doing 23 damage as it is. We're getting some more speed put on that arrow. So we're going to outpace a lot of our fireballs, which is good. We want that to build up some health. Because if the fireballs are always constantly hitting, or our swords or our dogs are, we're not going to get any health back off that. And I don't want to have to focus health on any of our upgrades. So we need to make sure we're getting some shots off with our arrows on high damage to take some of that health. So this will be our next dragon pet, and now we have a tier 2 dragon, which shoots twice as fast as the first one. The third one is even more insane, so we'll have to wait until we get to that. I don't think the cooldown affects that. I think the cooldown solely just affects those. And we're at the next. I was able to thread the needle on that one. That was insane. Another dragon. Gonna probably put it into speed here so we can outpace some of these fireballs, because those fireballs are starting to beat us to where we want to be first. That's a good amount of, what's our cooldown on our, so it's at 3 seconds for respawn on our swords. That takes us to another 5% is down to just under 8 seconds. Not too shabby. We'll still build our arrows though. Watch out for that. We'll take some frequency, get some more arrows going out just for the health portion of it. Another dragon. Ooh, that was a tier 2 dragon right out of the gate, 2 out of that one. So we need 2 more dragons and then we will have a tier 3 dragon right away. Another dragon. Perfect. Now the game's starting to speed up. In the beginning, I find it not boring, but I'm just like, come on, let's get to the part where it's fast. And then I'm at the fast part and I'm like, I need you to slow down. You gotta slow down. My brain can't comprehend what's happening as fast. What's our damage on our swords? 11. Let's take a plus 0.5. So 11.5 times, what is that, 9? That's a good chunk of damage. But I wish I could see what our dragons do for damage in the intermediate, because they do a ridiculous amount of damage. Give me a dragon. Thank you. And now that is a tier 3 dragon right out of the gate. And he shoots 3 of them. And they go forever. And it's so fast. It gets to be, he's gonna be insane. He's just gonna be insane. He's beating some of our arrows too. And we have some more arrow speed. Take another dragon here. And that's a pet dog. So that's a tier 2 dog we have without even focusing our dogs. That is insane. Coming up on our next boss here. He's gonna be pretty much instantly dead. We're gonna take some of that health. Ooh, that's another tier 2 dragon. So he does 240 DPS if I understood and looked at that right. I might not have though. More arrow damage, sword damage, sword damage. We're good on health at the moment. I'm gonna take another sword count. So now we're at 15 swords at 15 damage. Depending on how quick this run goes, maybe we do a run of just doing pure swords and see what's that like, because these don't last long. So yeah, he does 60 damage on a fireball hit alone. His one fireball is doing more than my one arrow does, but we shoot a lot of arrows pretty rapidly, so like it balances out. But when our mediums are doing 240 a fireball, I can't even imagine. Another free dog, man. I can't imagine what our tier 3 one is doing. I gotta look at that. We already have 14 upgrades into our dragons. And that 240 for a tier 2. So I would imagine a tier 3 is what, 400 or at least 360 or higher. So that's 15 upgrades and we're only halfway through. That's bonkers, man. Getting a lot of good movement speed too. And that's another dragon. More movement speed. I kind of want to take a lot of movement speed here. Just because I know how fast the game starts to get. We didn't even make it this far last time, I don't think. So this is our 3rd boss here. And 3rd boss is dead. That's another dragon. Oh, I did get that. I did collect that one. Beautiful. This is where I wish my arrows did more, but it's not the end of the world. We're going to end up bumping him a little bit. That's another dragon for another tier 3. They do 500. A fireball does 500 damage apiece. That's another free dog. Oh my lord, for the free dogs. We have 6 upgrades into dogs and haven't taken 1. That's 7. What in the world? All right, that's another dragon. That's 19 into our dragon. I did get that health. Beautiful. We're gonna need that, I have a feeling, on this next one. We are getting an okay amount of health back each time, but I wish we were getting a little bit more. I did get that one collected. We didn't even take any besides getting hit by him. And show me dragon. There's another dragon. That's sword cooldown. We're at just under 5 seconds on our swords. We have 29 of them at almost 26 damage. That's now almost 27 damage, but still, you know what I mean. Our frequency and our arrows. Okay, so we're on the boss part here. We just have to avoid. So this is final boss here. And now we have the second phase of the final boss. Get out of his way there. Our dragons will take a good portion of it. And that's good. We're gonna re-roll. So we get 2 times sword damage plus 50 gold, 2 times health. Sword damage. I want to just re-roll a couple times and see if arrow damage. Pet count is what. Oh my goodness. All right, 40 and 14 now for pets. 14 dogs, 40 dragons. Wow. Okay. I'm curious to see how far we go here. That is a lot of damage we're pumping out there. If we can get a sword build going and being able to collect that, that's going to be absolutely insane. On sword damage, being able to get a sword damage one as well, we're pretty much able just to sit going straight here. I feel like the damage doesn't calculate properly on the fireballs because I feel like some of their damage should be dropping off really, really fast. Or their health, I should say. And I don't feel like it is, but there was a minus 1200 in there, so it is counting it. I just feel like it's not counting it properly for some reason. We are going to have to focus some health when we go through gates. Give me a dragon. Thank you. I'm also noticing we're not getting notifications of getting new dragons anymore. I don't know if that's because the game has a hard time when it updates to the 2 times thing. I'm curious if there's a second boss thing, because that'd be another new dragon, and we didn't get the notification that we got one. We do have to focus health now, though, through our gates, because we took a lot of damage from that one. Like right there, we should be killing these a little bit faster, I feel like. We might eat some damage. We didn't eat damage there. I think for safety reasons, we're gonna take 10,000 damage there, or 10,000 health, just because on the next boss, I have a feeling we're gonna eat some. And I'd like to build up as much as we physically can here. I can't even tell what's happening half the time with all of the fireballs going out. Here's our next boss. We did eat some damage there. I'm glad we took the health upgrade when we did. And we should be able, we need to have probably what, 25, 30,000 health for, I'm gonna guess 35,000 health for the next guy. And I don't know that we're gonna get to that. Okay, so we can bump into him. I don't want to take damage if possible. We'll take another dragon here. It's another 1,400 health. That's 20. Okay, so even if we bump into him, we're good there. Oh, but that's not the one we needed to be good for. I thought that was the final boss. Oh, shit. All right, we might be ending this run here. I have a feeling. I will say the dragons are insane. Oh, we'll be good. We'll be good. We'll be good on this one. We're going to take the health upgrade. I ended up bumping into that guy too. That was that boss. Okay, we got that one. I don't know what happens after this one. This is the farthest I've made it so far. We did take some damage from him, but not a lot. I ended up bumping into that one anyways. There's 6,000 health. We're starting to see a lot of health through our crates and gates. Crates and gates. That is a wild combination of words. His knives are so fast I can't dodge them properly. We're still focusing our dragons when possible. We are getting a lot of health though, which is good. We need it here. I can't see between all my pets. We've brought him down half health already. All right, now into the next boss here. So if I stand over here, he should attack left. So we have to juke him out there. Oh, okay. Now what? We could do another ×2 pet count. Oh my G. 114 dragons. We theoretically, this is insane to me. Why is it? It's probably just infinitely repeating, but I cannot confirm that until we do it. You know what I mean? I can't see the damn attacks. Get a score over 4,000. All right, we're gonna reduce our impact by another 30%. I don't know if that's just our next hit or if it's constant. I wish I could see that. Or is that just our, that's only our second time taking that, I suppose, so. I'm kind of just guessing at where I have to move. So let's reduce impact. I think we start working on some lifesteal and getting our arrows up a little bit higher, because our damage on our arrows is 84 plus 8 already. So we're what, 90? Is that 192, right? 102. That'd be 102. I could be wrong. Take a little bit more damage on our upgrade arrow. We'll upgrade our arrows here. We're getting plenty of health now, and I feel like this is infinite now. So I'm gonna keep going here. I'll let you know if anything interesting happens. If not, we'll see you at the final boss. All right, so our bow is now officially max. So we get plus 10 damage, minus 1 frequency. We have a frequency of 93, 90 movement speed, 119 distance and 135 damage now on our arrows alone. Our dragons, we have 12 full dragons, 2 medium 0 ones, or 1. We have 2 1s, 2 2s, and 3 3s. That's kind of funny how that worked out for dogs. Now we have 4 tier 4 or tier 3s. Still going to be building. Our swords are now down to 0.7 seconds each at 43 damage. I don't know how, besides unless we start doing something really silly, I don't know how we start dying. You know what I mean? Like we're doing a lot of damage and rapidly at that. Like this is where I probably will run into issues is these guys, but even that's not bad. We'll start building some crit even and see what happens here. We're at 4,900 for damage. We just got an achievement for a 5,000 score. I was not anticipating this to go this well. I kind of wish I would have done the purple bow now just to see what would happen. We'll take, oh, that's 20% cooldown. We don't want that. We'll take a little less impact because I'm sure at some point we're going to run into something and that's going to hurt me more than anything. We do have 51,000 health though. Oh, that was our first impact. And they had 20, like, they have upwards of 20,000 health. I feel like the scaling is done fairly well. We'll take some more crit. At some point, I have a feeling we're going to stop seeing lifesteal now because I think we're at the max of lifesteal. You can only have so much lifesteal, like we said in the last run. This is bonkers. I know I was gonna... Oh, that's gonna be our first impact. Massive impact, too. That was a lot of damage we ate. But we just upgraded to the 4th time on less damage from our impacts. So I think that'll benefit us a lot. Taking 5%, that's gonna take a lot to get that down to almost 0, I think. That's more impacts we're getting. We're gonna do double enemies this next run. That might be kind of a gamble because we're not doing enough to continue that. Oh, yeah, that was a bad gamble. That's gonna kill it. Oh my goodness, we didn't die from that. We're gonna take a health of 35,000 just to recoup what we lost there because of my stupid decisions. Just saying, we're not gonna. How are we gonna possibly die? Stupid. Once again, that's special kind of stupid. Oh my lord, he's hitting me. Okay. Crit chance with my arrow. I think we're critting for close to 500. I will say our movement speed back and forth is glorious. Oh, we're on the last boss again? Holy crap. Okay. He's got over 100,000 health. We are healing a lot. I mean, I'm seeing 70s, 93s, 25s. I'm seeing some crazy damage coming out of there. And that is the fastest we've ever killed him. Okay, let's look for another pet. Oh, I just saw it too. Pet count. Get over 50 dog buffs. Jeez. So now the question is, I'm not going to touch it. I'm just going to let it run. I might speed it up if it takes a while. And we're going to go from there. We're just going to let whatever happens here. I do have to pick, so... Let's start taking some sword damage here, because I don't know what else to do with that, I suppose. I'm seeing some insane damage numbers. 6,000. There wasn't one for 6,000. Yeah, that's what's gonna kill us, those swords hitting us directly on. We'll take some pierce. But we're just gonna let it run until we're dead, because I can probably keep this going for a while at this point. I mean, I'm seeing hundreds for health back. Yep, and there it is. Back to main menu. And we're gonna do the sword one. So we're gonna have to build a bow as well. But we're gonna focus sword upgrades as much as possible. We are gonna do blue bow here. Oh man, the cooldowns already. So we're at 12 seconds on our swords currently. We're down to 12 already. I think we're gonna take cooldown because yes, damage is nice on that. But I feel like having the having the cooldown genuinely does more damage because of how fast we can get it going, if that makes sense. I'm not as worried about the health, but I'm sure we'll get it. Sword cooldown here, sword distance, arrow distance. Let's go for sword upgrades here. Oh, I didn't realize the swords change off of what our bow is. So now we have blue swords. We're at 9.5, 5.3, and our distance on it is 15. Now it's almost 20. So we're going to be building our swords up pretty well. The only bad thing is, depending on what is spawned in front of the boss, we might not get enough arrows out to kill the boss per se in time, because it's going to lock onto this first guy here versus locking onto the boss. See, it's already spawned and they didn't come back yet. Let's go do some more arrows. So sword distance plus 10, minus 30% cooldown. That's brought us down to a 3-second already though. And that might be the way to do that, because now it's already, we'll have them up long before we even get close to this next guy, and they're already off. And they're already back up now. And they're already off. Yeah, that could be super, super good. We have 13 of them at 11 damage. So they're doing a good chunk of damage right now. We might take that +5 though. Almost taking that one extra one might actually be the way to go. So that's, now that we're max is +0.5 speed, +1 damage, +1 count. We're actually going to take that. We're at just under 3 seconds with a distance of 33, 15 at 13 damage. That is a good chunk of damage going out pretty consistently. I don't think, do we get health back on sword hit? I don't think we do. We do not. Okay. That's okay. Our distance on our sword is absolutely insane. Because the nice part is we'll hit this guy here, right? And then we'll have more swords coming out before we get to the boss. And we're going to take damage. Ooh, we didn't take damage though. So now we get to just fully buff them. Our swords are at 4 blue upgrades though. We're going to start having some serious amount of swords coming out. I don't know that this will be enough though, unless we get some really, really good sword damage buffs. The nice part is I can focus where the swords go to a little bit more. But we are at 2. If we can get it under a second respawn cooldown, we should be pretty good. The distance on this thing is 35, which is pretty massive. We have 25 swords. We're going to bump that up to 16 damage per sword now. In my head, I was thinking 0.5 plus or +1 sword. Taking that +1 sword might make a bigger difference. In all reality, it doesn't, because that 0.5 over 16 swords is a lot more damage. I didn't mean to grab that upgrade gate. Ooh, an extra dog for free, though. We'll take that. We're getting close. We're at 2.2 seconds. Ooh, that, okay, so that should take about 0.2 off. Yep, they're not quite doing enough damage yet, but they're getting close. Now that we're getting up to that 18 damage area, plus we have a lot of swords now. That +1 sword damage is massive, so we'll be at 19.5. A little more distance. We're actually going to take the 2 count, so we have 35 swords right now, and that's going to be at a 20 now. Oh no, I don't think swords are quite possible unless we go a different sword. All right, we're going to try one more here. We're going to try going purple sword instead. We're going to take sword damage right out of the gate. Sword cooldown on first drop is good. All right, so we're going to take purple bow and see what that does to the sword. I'm not as familiar with the swords on purple bow, but the distance and the count right away is pretty good. I don't know. Man, the sword drops are insane so far. Yeah, we're already up to 12 of them. I'll be curious what the first boss drops on the purple swords. Sword damage cooldown? Come on, let's go. Having this much excitement over a game like this to me is just silly. Sword count +3. If that's all it's going to give us, we will get more upgrades as we get into that tree a little bit further. Tree with quotations, obviously. But I mean, we're at 13 damage already on it. That's not too bad. We already have 20 swords going out. 22 swords. My arrows aren't getting quite far enough to regen us health a whole lot. That's the only other downfall I'm noticing with the swords is if we kill the target before the swords get to it, they don't continue on. Plus another 3 count, 26 swords already. But our cooldown is at 9 seconds. That's going to be what probably kills us the most. I don't know how far we were at this point. But 8.3 seconds on that is gnarly. Sword damage, though, we'll take that. Sword distance on top of the damage. So we want to focus this side here. So that way, hopefully he hits the boss. Boss is 1 hit. We'll bump into the boss, but that's okay. I didn't even get to read that. Ooh, cooldown by 10. So now we're getting at 7.1 cooldown. They are doing 18 damage at almost 30 knives already, or swords. I don't know if I want to take more. I think we need more distance in general. I think that is the way to go. Get some more arrow distance going so we can regen some more health, hopefully. And hopefully kill that thing. Hopefully get our swords back up here before we run into this guy. Beautiful. 3 swords plus 1 sword damage each time we get that upgrade. So we're at 3420 so far. Not too bad at just under 7 seconds of cooldown. We're going to take a little bit more cooldown again. I don't know if we'll make it as far this time. That's only 4 sword upgrades so far. I feel like we should have a lot more sword upgrades than 4. Should have taken the health gate on that one. That's itching my arm though. A little more sword count. Those swords are hitting for a lot. Horizontal speed we'll take because that allows us to control our arrows just a little bit cleaner. Damage, we're getting close to 23 damage now per sword. There's another 1 plus 1 damage, which is rare to me to see. Plus 5 overall is going to be a lot more damage. We have the plus 2 count. We need to focus left side here hard. We'll take that. I should have taken the sword count. I didn't see it fully. Sword distance isn't a bad one. Our cooldown is at 5 seconds now. We're getting there. 200 health we'll take. We're going to take 5% cooldown. Target the boss, please. Thank you. That worked out perfectly the way I would hope it would. 27 damage. We're getting close to breaking that 30 damage. Another cooldown. This should take us down to 4.7. Yep. I can do maths. Not very good, but I could do it. All right. And health. Oh, he's gonna... Oh, we did get that sword count pickup. Beautiful. All right. That's gonna be the end of us right there. Okay. Well, if you guys want to see more of us, this is our best record. This one I got a little bit earlier before playing, just seeing how it goes. Otherwise, back in March of 2024 was the last time I played this. That's insane. But if you guys want to see more of this, please let me know down in the comments. As always, hit the like button, share to someone random who needs a free-to-play game that's like those mobile games, and give them some dopamine to mess around with for a bit. I promise you, you sit down at 9 o'clock at night. Next thing you know, it's 1 a.m. You've regret every decision you've made up till that point, and you had a blast. So until next time, stay frosty. We'll see you later.